Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Great American Hall here at the Hershey Lodge for the New Birth of Freedom Council's 10th Annual Eagle Scout Recognition Dinner. I'm Evan Forrester with Fox 43 News. I'm also an executive board member with the New Birth of Freedom Council and a fellow Eagle Scout. It is certainly my honor to be with all of you this evening as your Master of Ceremonies. Our program tonight will begin with the introduction of our 2019 class of Eagle Scouts. As part of this year's class, we are also introducing and recognizing 3 venturers who have earned the Summit Award, Venturing Program's highest youth award. I now call forward our Eagle Scout Recognition Dinner honoree, Joe Crosswhite, and dinner co-chairmen Tom Kopman and Steve Foreman to greet and congratulate the 2019 class of Eagle Scouts. After each Eagle Scout introduces himself, he will receive a commemorative Eagle Scout coin to mark the occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my sincere pleasure to present to you the New Birth of Freedom Council's 2019 class of Eagle Scouts.
My name is David James Nelson. I'm from Troop 64, Duncannon.
My name is Tanner Schmidt, out of Troop 1165 from Halifax, Pennsylvania. My name is Timothy Schmidt, out of Troop 1165 from Halifax.
Metzger, Troop 222, Newport, PA.
Charles Ebling, Troop 222, Liverpool, Pennsylvania. Brandon York, Troop 222, Millerstown, Pennsylvania.
Stanball, Troop 127 from Spring Grove.
John Wire, Troop 30, Spring Grove. Bryce Vanek, Troop 190, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
I'm Owen Reeves, Troop 196, Campbell.
Zachary Hershak, Troop 150.
My name is Lindsay Netcher. I'm in Venture Crew 1861 and I'm from Lancaster, Indiana.
My name is Laura Netcher. I'm from Venture Crew 1861 and I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Justin Gaston. I'm from Troop 80 and I live
is Paul Scott. I am from Troop 302 and I'm from Harrisburg.
Hello, my name is Garrett Benson. I'm from Troop 38 from Dillsburg.
My name is Joe Robinson. I am from Troop 88 out of Westmoreland.
Hello, I'm Cole Patrick White. I'm from Troop 171, Orleansville, SBA.
Hello, I'm Chad Boy Messick, Troop 170, hometown, Bowling Springs, Pennsylvania.
Hello, I'm Alexander Colombato. I'm from Troop 205. I'm from Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania. And this is Seaman Andrew Jacob Weaver, also from Troop 205, and is from Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania.
I'm Allison Rogers. I'm 90 and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Hello, I'm from Troop 17 in Pennsylvania. I am DJ Lobo. I'm from Troop 24 in Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Tej Lalwani from Troop 360 out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Colin Brousset. I'm from Troop 205, Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Will Tenney. I'm from Troop 168 and I'm from Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
I'm Nick Alleman, Troop 125, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
I'm Sam A. Gardner, Troop 51, Enola, PA.
I'm Clayton Lebo. I'm from Troop 189 in Carlisle, PA.
Zachary Cluxton, Troop 64, Duncannon.
Sebastian Ventino, Troop 360, Lower Dolphin.
Connor Harlacher, Troop 94, West York. Dylan Bishop, Troop 1863, Gettysburg.
Noah Yike, Troop 594, Middletown.
Clayton Wagner, Troop 594, Middletown. Ben Nicely, Troop 594, Middletown.
Gary Young, Troop 162, Cashtown. Jack Stone, Troop 94, Shiloh.
I'm Jacob Mayer from Mechanicsburg, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Alan Mayer, Troop 180, New Kingstown.
I'm David Minnick from Troop 180 in New Kingstown.
Bongar from Troop 90 in Shrewsbury.
I'm Cody Falcarelli from Troop 86, Elizabethville, PA.
I'm Tristan Rosenberry from Troop 65, Hershey, PA.
I'm Dale Imadi with Troop 180 out of New Kingstown, PA.
I am Joseph Bravazzo from Troop 201 from Homestown, PA.
I'm Ben Spangenberg from Homestown, PA, Troop 97.
I'm Garrett Bauer from Troop 360, located in Hummelstown.
My name is Christopher James Kiesling. I'm from Troop 97, Milltown. My name is Evan Cashman. I'm from Troop 88, based out of East Berlin, Pennsylvania.
I'm Gary Keller. I'm from Troop 168, Carlisle.
My name is Joshua King. I'm in Troop 501. I'm from LaSalle, PA.
I'm Seth Franklin. I'm from Troop 186, and I'm from Carlisle, PA.
I'm Jonathan Baldwin. I'm from Troop 155 in Dallastown, Pennsylvania.
I'm Richard Bokrivka from Troop 48 in York, PA.
I'm Wyatt Petula. I'm from Hummelstown, and I'm in Troop 74.
Matthew Bowman, Troop 195, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Carter Lazarus from Troop 195 in Mechanicsburg, PA.
My name is Jarrett Rudder. I'm from Troop 68 and from Engelstown, Pennsylvania.
My name is Wyatt Zimmerman. I'm from Troop 360 and I'm from Lingelstown, PA.
My name is Luke Fox. I'm from Troop 256, Harrisburg, PA.
My name is Nicholas Mullen from Troop 27 in Lingelstown, PA.
My name is Jason Thomas. I'm from Troop 27 and I'm from West Hanover, PA.
My name's Devin McLeaf. I'm from Troop 94, Shermansdale, PA.
My name is Brian Rumig from Troop 27 in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania.
My name is Jacob Cray from Troop 27 from Stewartstown, PA.
My name is Zach Hoover. I'm from Troop 203 from Dillsburg, PA.
Hi, my name is Ben Kling. I'm from Troop 92 from New Bloomfield.
I'm Mason Kellinger from Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
My name's Jack Clerkin. I'm from Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Grayson Cantor from Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
I'm Benjamin Tokars, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Luke Vernon, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Benjamin Smith, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Logan Tokel, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Nathaniel Loophole, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, PA.
My name is Chaim Cuevo from Troop 177 from York, Pennsylvania.
My name is Garrett Scully. I'm from Troop 49. I'm from York, Pennsylvania.
My name is Wesley Bonner, Troop 25, York, PA.
Gavin Bonner, I'm from 25 in York, PA.
Chandler, Troop 65, Morristown, Pennsylvania.
My name's Tommy Chase. I'm from Troop 58 and Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Hunter Allen from Troop 284 in Lewisberry, Pennsylvania.
My name's David Orn. I'm from Troop 284 of Lewisberry, Pennsylvania.
My name is Matthew Rodaball from Troop 186 in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
My name is Tyler Malott. I'm from Troop 125, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Derek Huff. I'm from Troop 103 and I'm from Hanover, Pennsylvania.
My name is Christopher Coover. I'm from Troop 125 out of New Oxford, PA.
My name is Maximilian Takashi Kamori Hertz. I am from Troop 107, McSherrystown, Pennsylvania.
My name is Matt Carpenter from Troop 107 from Littlestown, Pennsylvania.
My name is Michael Reporter from Troop 107 in McSherrystown, PA.
I'm Ryan Daly from Troop 190 in Mechanicsburg, PA.
My name is Cole LaCavage. I'm from Troop 190 in Mechanicsburg, PA.
Hello, I'm Andrew Waldman from Troop 190 in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Austin Carpenter from Troop 308, Hershey, PA.
I'm Dominic Caricato. I'm from Troop 108 of Hershey, PA.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldberg. I'm from Troop 105 in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Hello, I'm Ben Thomas. I'm from Troop 110 in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Zach Pressgraves, Troop 110, Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Kyle Kraus from Shippensburg, PA, Troop 120.
I'm Paul Lipinski of Troop 69 from Loganville.
I'm Micah Joe Sweeney from Troop 170, and my hometown is Mount Holly Springs.
My name is Benjamin Metzger, Troop 94, Shiloh, Pennsylvania.
My name is Morgan Corbo, Troop 514, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Colby Hornbaker, 514, Chambersburg, PA.
My name is Kyler McDonald, 514, Chambersburg, PA.
My name is Donovan Hazelton from Troop 136 out of Chambersburg, PA.
I'm Hunter Kinlan from Troop 136 out of Chambersburg, PA.
My name is Adrian Francisco. I'm from Troop 125 in New Oxford.
My name is John Mackey from Crew 230 out of Gettysburg, PA.
My name is Jack O'Brien. I'm from Troop 171, Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
My name is Troy James Reedy. I'm from Troop 146, and I come from Herman, Pennsylvania.
My name is Joshua Trentham from Troop 43, and I'm from Felton, PA.
I'm Matthew Otto from Troop 171, Mount Holly.
My name is Austin Harishak. I'm from Troop 150 from York.
I'm David Lukes. I'm from Troop 27, Stewartstown.
I'm Larry Fosnight. I'm from Troop 368, and I live in Hershey, PA.
I'm Nate Reed. I'm from Troop 203, and I'm from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
Owen Salunke, Troop 88, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Our class of 2019 Eagle Scouts, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Crossway, Mr. Cotman, and Mr. Foreman. And again, thank you, Eagle Scouts, for introducing yourselves to us this evening. There are a total of 271 members of the 2019 class of Eagle Scouts, 130 of which are present with us tonight. However, several of our Eagle Scouts are away at college, perhaps serving in the military, or are out of town and could not be with us this evening. Let's applaud their accomplishments as well. I now call on Eagle Scout, Scout Grayson Cantor of Troop 88 in Mechanicsburg to conduct our opening this evening. Grayson will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, the Scout Oath and Law, and then offer our invocation. Will the audience at this time please stand?
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in our Pledge of Allegiance, Scout salute for those in uniform. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Please prepare yourself in the manner you are accustomed to. O Lord, grant that I may possess the will and the strength to live up to my solemn obligations, to do my duty to God and my country, to serve my community, to all mankind be trustworthy, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, to help others at all times, especially those who are weak or in need, to assist my fellow Scouts along the Eagle Trail, providing leadership and inspiration that they may also experience the fulfilling rewards of scouting, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight in every undertaking of my daily life, to respect our wildlife and environment, to be prepared and to do my best in every endeavor, never to forget that I am an Eagle Scout, and always to remember that I represent the ideals of the highest achievement in scouting, a symbol of good character and citizenship, and of wholesome worth and honor. Amen.
Thank you, Grayson. The audience may be seated. And Grayson, we have a great little Eagle Scout keychain in token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. I should have asked Grayson, who was up here, are there any Scouts in Troop 88 from Mechanicsburg left that are not Eagle Scouts? Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your dinner and the slideshow presentation of our newest Eagle Scouts and major sponsors, and we'll resume the program right after dinner. Thank you. We hope everyone enjoyed their dinner. Let's say a big thank you to the staff of the Hershey Lodge for preparing and serving a great meal tonight. Earning the Eagle Scout Award is the ultimate goal for a youth member of the Scouts BSA program. Requirements include earning at least 21 merit badges, demonstrating Scout spirit, completing service hours, and holding leadership positions. This includes completing an extensive service project, which is Scouting's most difficult advancement. So it's fair to say that becoming an Eagle Scout is certainly no easy task. And as we celebrate the accomplishments of these Scouts tonight, it's important to recognize that along their trail to the rank of Eagle Scout, they were given a whole lot of support and encouragement from two key groups of people who we'd like to recognize at this time. First, would all parents, family members, and friends of these Eagle Scouts and Summit Award recipients with us tonight please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Next, would all Scoutmasters and crew advisors with us tonight also please stand to be recognized? Thank you. By becoming an Eagle Scout, one joins an elite group of individuals. Less than 6% of all Scouts share that unique distinction. Would all of my fellow Eagle Scouts in the audience, regardless of how long ago you may have received your award, please stand to be recognized? All Eagle Scouts. Thank you. So now let's take a few moments to hear from one of our newest Eagle Scouts. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce featured Eagle Scout speaker, Tyler Malott. Tyler is an Eagle Scout from Troop 125 at Grand Point Church in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. He started his scouting journey as a member of PAC 125 at Grand Point Church. Not only has Tyler been an active member with his troop, he's also played an instrumental role in establishing a newly formed venture crew sponsored by the Bert J. Asper American Legion Post 46, where he is an active member. Tyler attends Chambersburg Area Senior High School. He's a member of the NJROTC program, where he serves as executive officer. As a high school junior, Tyler enlisted in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, where he left for basic training before the school year concluded. Prior to leaving for basic training, Tyler finished his Eagle project, which involved creating a base structure for a gatehouse at the Scotland campus, formerly known as the Scotland School for Veterans Children. Tyler plans to attend either Slippery Rock or Shippensburg University, where he will study business management with plans on pursuing a degree in brewing and distillery. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eagle Scout Tyler Malott.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow Eagle Scouts. My name is Tyler Malott, and I am currently a senior at Chambersburg Area Senior High School. I just want to thank everyone for this great opportunity that I have been given to speak for all of you this evening. Before I begin this evening, I would like to thank all of you for being here. I would like to thank all of the scouting supporters, and most of all, I would like to thank and congratulate Mr. Joe Crosswhite for his service to scouting and the community. We are all here because we chose to make a commitment. We have put in countless hours of hard work, cold nights, and created many great memories. As a Tiger, I always strive to become an Eagle Scout, and I have had many supporters through my scouting career. My biggest supporter was my father. My dad was in Boy Scouts as a kid and a teenager, and he pushed me to get my Eagle Scout the most. He was one merit badge away from Eagle, and he didn't want that to happen to me, so he pushed me harder than anyone else. Scouting has been a big part of my life, but I have to say my whole life is based around leadership. I've had so many leadership opportunities in scouting and currently hold the position of executive officer in the Chambersburg NJROTC. I have fulfilled many leadership positions, and one thing that I've learned that it takes a good follower to be a good leader. As a leader, you're going to have many obstacles, but a good leader will adapt and overcome those obstacles. When I was working on my Eagle Scout project, I had many bumps in the road. My original project was to build a gatehouse at the entrance of a Scotland campus, or formerly known as the Scotland School for Veterans Children. We completed the digging of the footers quite quickly, but then I hit a wall. I was trying to contact the beneficiary of the project to get the concrete poured. I was running out of time because I had to have everything finished before I left for basic training. I took a trip up to the campus to see what was going on with my project. I was then given the information that there was funding issues and that I was limited to $1,000 for all of my materials. I was unable to get any additional funding. I took another trip back to the campus and I asked my beneficiary if he had any ideas. We adjusted the project scope to just completing the concrete pad because it fit into our budget. There was only a month before I left for basic training, and it was time to kick it into high gear. This was one of those obstacles where I had to adapt to my situation and overcome to complete my project by the deadline. Another great aspect of a leader is to think ahead and set goals. For me, that started in second grade, when I said I wanted to join the U.S. Army. I've had many family members serve in the military, but that was never the reason I used when I would be asked why that was what I wanted to do. The biggest reason I've wanted to join since second grade is because I've wanted to give back to those that gave their lives and sacrificed their time away from their families so we can live free and safe every day. On December 12th, 2018, I made the decision to raise my right hand to serve and protect this wonderful nation. At this time, I was 17 years old and a junior in high school. It was really hard to believe that my second grade dream was coming true, and I was only a junior in high school. On May 28th, 2019, I was sent to basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia for 10 weeks. I left for basic before the school year even ended, due to me having to be back for the start of the school year. I learned many things at basic training, and I used to think Pennsylvania got hot in the summer. It doesn't even get close to the temperature it does down there. Every day was over 100 degrees, and the humidity was literally through the roof. It was so humid that we would get out of the shower and we would start sweating again. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I learned things such as squad combat tactics, combatives, or also known as hand-to-hand combat, first aid, marksmanship, the normal military stuff. Although I learned all these valuable skills, there's one thing that I was told that I will remember for the rest of my life. That is that pain is temporary. What you are going through at the moment is so small compared to the outcome in the end. How many of you have ever played sports or still play sports? Well, when it comes, isn't it true that practices were normally absolutely terrible? It always put the thought of, why am I even here? Why'd I even join in our head? Well, when it comes down to a game and you win, that feeling is always so much greater than the pain you endured at practice. My favorite thing about the military so far is the relationships I have made. It didn't matter what we were going through or what we had to do. I always knew that I could count on the guy beside me, even though I may not have known his name. There was one memory from basic training that has stuck with me ever since it happened. This is one of those stories that scared you to death at the beginning, but in the end, you wouldn't have wanted it any other way. It all started with one of my battle buddies bullying another battle buddy, and this information was passed to our drill sergeant. Our drill sergeant was not a fan of bullying at all, so he told us that he was either going to build us as a team or tear us down as a team. His first choice was obviously to tear us down. We were in our bay, or barracks, being correctively trained, or what we called getting smoked, for a good 45 minutes. It was our luck that the air conditioning was broken, so it felt like it was 150 degrees in there. We finally are finished, and he gives us a talking to about bullying and what it can cause. But after we were dismissed, I wasn't able to find my Camelback, and we can't go anywhere without our Camelback. I ran around the room looking for it, but it wasn't able to be found anywhere. On my search, though, I saw one of my battle buddies was looking a little odd. I went over to him and asked if everything was okay. He told me that his heart felt like it was pounding out of his chest, but he wasn't breathing heavy. I sent someone to go grab a drill sergeant as I took his uniform top off and had him sip some water out of his Camelback because I still couldn't find mine. Once the drill sergeant came over, he's like, "What's going on?" And my battle buddy told him what he told me. The drill sergeant felt his chest and was like, "Oh crap, get him downstairs as soon as possible." At this point, my battle buddy was halfway unconscious, and I was pretty much carrying him down the steps. We got downstairs, and the drill sergeants are already down there, and are like, "Get his clothes off so we can get him ice sheeted." We ended up in the hospital that night and began talking once they got him taken care of. We realized we had a lot in common, and we are now best friends and talk to each other every day. And at the beginning of this, I didn't even know his name. As a leader, you should also have some fun. So let me share some of my experiences I had in scouting. As I said earlier, I started scouting as a Tiger in 2007. Once I crossed over in Boy Scouts, I started to connect and get more involved. I can't tell you how many nights I slept out in the woods and how many hours I spent with the Scouts. I became a huge fan of the outdoors, being on the water, and best of all, laying in a hammock. What could be better than being able to do all this at once? Well, I was given the opportunity 2 years ago when my troop took a group of 14 to Sea Base in Key West, Florida. I will have to say this is probably my favorite memory from scouting, between snorkeling on the largest live reef in the continental US or kayaking through the mangroves with poisonous tree crabs. I would have to say it was an absolute thrill. Through all my experiences and adventures that I have shared with you today, it all comes back to one common theme, and that is leadership. As an Eagle Scout, we are seen as leaders due to the commitment we made, the hours we put in, and just being held to a higher standard. For myself, being in the military, I am seen as a leader because I wear a uniform and have been trained to fight for this country. It doesn't matter what you do in life, but remember to always step up as a leader when the opportunity comes. If there is one thing I want to leave with you folks this evening, it is that the elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to take the stairs one step at a time. Thank you.
Tyler, thank you. Very well done. Two things. One, on behalf of the council, please accept this Eagle Crystal as a token of our appreciation. And on behalf of everybody here, thank you for your service to our country. And Mom and Dad, well done. And Tyler is just one example of the great young men and women we have with us this evening who are going to be our future leaders, so thank you all very much. It's my pleasure at this point to introduce the president of the New Birth of Freedom Council, Bill McQuaid, to share some comments on behalf of the council. Bill?
Thank you, Evan. Greetings, everyone, and I want to first and foremost thank Tyler for sharing his scouting journey with us. Another round of applause. I think if there was a fearless merit badge, you would have earned it. I think it's always inspiring to see how our scouting programs can influence the life of a young person, and it's amazing that we can provide that to our youth, and you know, expanding this program in the future is something I'm going to talk a little bit about in my comments here to maybe youth that don't have the opportunity. First, I offer my congratulations to our newest Eagle Scouts who are in attendance tonight for achieving the highest rank in scouting. Earning the Eagle Scout Award is an incredible accomplishment and one that you should be very proud of. Achieving Eagle is not easy, and you'll discover in life that most things worth earning or achieving are not. So well done. This morning I was down in Washington, D.C., where my company's headquarters is at, and I was rushed around trying to get meetings done so I could come back up here. And I was asked to go in and sit in on an interview with some folks that we were looking to bring in, a couple chemical engineers. My managers had told me that they had two candidates and they were having trouble deciding between the two. And so I sat down and they shoved a resume in my hands, and I looked at the top line and, okay, University of Maryland. I'm like, okay, couldn't get into Penn State. But chemical engineer, that's not too bad. And I looked, you know, his senior project was curing cancer or something like that. And then I got to the next line down, and it was Eagle Scout. And, you know, I heard my managers had said, oh, these two candidates are very close. And to me, they're not close at all. It's an Eagle Scout means a lot. And so the young gentleman was understandably nervous. We had 3 on the interview panel, you know, asking him questions. And my question to him was, can you tell me a little bit about how your Eagle Scout has influenced your success in college? Well, his face lit up, and he spoke for about 15 minutes talking about what he did for his Eagle Scout project and how that translated to his success in college. And he's going to start working for us January 1st. So your Eagle Scout means a lot. So I would like to recognize this year's Eagle Scout Recognition Dinner presenting sponsor, M&T Bank. M&T Bank was tremendously generous in their financial support of this event. On behalf of the New Birth of Freedom Council, I offer my sincere thanks and gratitude for your presenting sponsorship. I'd like to call upon our dinner co-chairmen, Tom Kopman and Stephen Foreman, regional presidents of M&T Bank, and our dinner chairman, to come forward and be recognized and receive a token of our appreciation. How about another round of applause for our co-chairman? And lastly, I'd like to share with you something that's very important to me as our council president, and that you might not be aware of in the New Birth of Freedom Council. And that's each year our council commits nearly $100,000 from its operating budget to serve youth in the Harrisburg, Steelton, and York City through our urban scouting program. These funds make it possible for us to provide Cub Scouting after-school programs right in the schools. And the financial barriers to participation for these families are often offset through the generosity of donors who believe it's a worthy cause. Tonight, I'd like to ask those of you that are here to consider becoming one of those donors to this worthy cause and make a pledge in any amount to support our urban scouting program. You'll be helping us to continue to provide Cub Scouting programs to young people through a delivery model that is most likely the only way we would be able to reach and serve them. Though most who join will not become Eagle Scouts like you have tonight, and many may not even go on to Boy Scouting, and some, unfortunately, will maybe spend only a year or so in the program. But the benefits from its value-based character and education programs will last a lifetime. These youth need positive influences, safe environments, and wholesome activities to fill their days. And we are committed to providing these to them through the Urban Scouting program. And sometimes we get rewarded by watching a young man like Tyler make it all the way down the scouting trail and earn his Eagle Scout Award, which will always direct his moral compass in the right direction. On your table, you will find pledge cards, envelopes, and pens. Please take a moment to consider a pledge to our Urban Scouting program by completing the pledge card tonight. And as you leave this evening, a member of our staff will be on either side of the exit doors and will assist in collecting envelopes for this special Urban Scouting appeal effort. Thank you for your consideration, and congratulations again to Joe Crosswhite and all our newest Eagle Scouts and their families.
Thank you, Bill. At this time, I would like to call upon dinner co-chairman Tom Kopman and Steve Foreman for some important recognition. Tom and Steve.
Thank you, Evan. I would first like to again offer my congratulations to our newest Eagle Scouts and Summit Award recipients here this evening. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and you are now better prepared to overcome any challenges you may face in the years ahead. I wish each of you the best of luck. In addition to recognizing our honoree and current class of Eagle Scouts, this event serves as an important funding source, delivering life-changing scouting experiences to 8,900 young people in the 6 counties served by the New Birth of Freedom Council. I am very pleased to announce that tonight's dinner has raised $130,000 in support of scouting. Thank you all. That's certainly quite an achievement. We do appreciate all contributions from those who have donated to this event and to scouting this year. Our success was made possible by having an outstanding volunteer committee whose hard work and dedication helped raise sponsorship event funds. I would like to acknowledge our committee members this evening and ask those present to please stand and be recognized. They are as follows: Alan Boynton, Scott Chadwick, Keith Clark, James George, Sean Gooden, Matthew Haar, Michael Kinney, Jeff Lobach, Melissa Markey, Kelly Matthews, Bill McQuaid, and Bill Scott. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank Jeff Shearer of Camera Box Professional Photography for taking our Eagle Class group and family photos, Steve Kaunacki and Final Focus Productions for providing the video and technical support for tonight's program, Josh Brown for putting together our Eagle Scout slideshow and the closing video you'll see shortly, and the Hershey Company for donating all the candy you've enjoyed tonight. Let's give all of them a round of applause as well. And now my colleague, Steve Foreman.
Good evening. At this time, we would like to recognize the presenting sponsor of tonight's dinner, M&T Bank, who was tremendously generous in their financial support of this event. I'd like to call forward Kelly Matthews and Melissa Markey from M&T Bank to accept a token of our appreciation. Please join me in a round of applause for our 2019 presenting sponsors. Next, I'd like to recognize a past honoree, Shirley Leisure, along with her family, who were unable to join us this evening as a distinguished Eagle Scout sponsor. Thank you, Shirley. Next, I'd like to recognize our sponsors who supported the dinner at the Eagle Scout and Life sponsorship levels. We've placed a commemorative scouting belt buckle in an engraved display box at their tables as a token of our appreciation. Our Eagle sponsors include Milton Hershey School, Cleveland Brothers, UPMC Pinnacle, and the Scott Wagner Family Partnership. Our Life sponsors include Alexander Building Construction, Capital Blue Cross, the Kinsley Foundation, WellSpan Health, People's Bank, PSECU, IB Able, Giant Foods, and Rutter's Farm Stores. Let's give a big round of applause to all our sponsors this evening. Now I'd like to call upon Bill Scott to introduce this year's honoree. Bill?
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Tom, and good evening. Let me start by, as others have done at this podium, to offer my personal congratulations to the tremendous group of Eagle Scouts who introduced themselves a little earlier. As an Eagle Scout myself, and the proud father of 3 Eagle Scouts from Troop 25, by the way, shout out to those 2 guys, and also as a former Scoutmaster, who had the privilege and honor of pinning the Eagle Medal on several Scouts back in Philadelphia. I can only just give you the kind of recognition, appreciation, praise, and my gratitude for what you're doing. I can assure you, as Bill mentioned, in my business as well, when I see a lot of resumes, and I see that resume that says Eagle Scout, that is a resume I'm going to spend time with and looking further at. So congratulations to all of you, your parents, and your Scoutmasters and crew leaders who are here tonight. Tonight is really my pleasure, my sincere pleasure, to introduce this year's honoree, Mr. Joe Crosswhite. Joe co-leads M&T Bank's commercial banking segment as the area executive for both Pennsylvania and Delaware. His top priority is to ensure that M&T's employees serve their customers well and come together to improve the communities in which they live, work, and play. Joe is one of nearly 1,000 M&T employees throughout central Pennsylvania who have come to exemplify the premise of community banking, and I would add, and community service. The understanding that it takes that hard work, that commitment, that dedication to serving your customers to make you a tremendous banking organization within the communities that you live, work, and help succeed. And when that happens, we all succeed. Joe started his career with the bank back in 1982, and he has been based in York for the past 22 years. Over that time, Joe has worked with hundreds of business owners to help them realize their aspirations for growth and success for their businesses and their families and their employees. I know that a personal source of pride for Joe is helping a family-owned business transition from one generation to the next. This sense of continuity is something that Joe has worked to maintain as well with his community outreach. Joe's volunteer work and his resume is impressive. It is long and it encompasses so many organizations, including serving on the board of WellSpan Health and the York Country Day School. Prior involvement has seen Joe serve on boards with Better York, the Cultural Alliance of York County, Junior Achievement, the United Way of York County, the Strand Capital Performing Arts Center, the York College of Pennsylvania, the York Hospital, and the York County Community Foundation, and several nonprofit organizations in Lancaster County as well. Most important for our business tonight is that Joe served on the board, the executive board of the York Adams Area Council, and in fact served as the chair of that council for several years. Joe and his wife, Chris, have 2 adult children and 2 grandchildren. His older brother earned the rank of Eagle Scout back in 1966 with Troop 66, chartered back in Joe's hometown of Des Moines, Iowa. You know, over these last 22 years, since Joe has been a part of the York community, it really has been my privilege to get to know him and to work with him and to personally see the passion, the commitment, the dedication, the vision, and the leadership that Joe has brought to our community and the many organizations that I referred to previously, many nonprofits that he has been a part of. From the fundraising aspect, oftentimes in New York, if Joe's walking down one side of the street, you want to get to the other side of the street because he'll ask you for money for some worthy organization, I know. He's helped with strategic planning. He's helped organizations grow, and Joe has brought a sense of stewardship and governance that is second to none. I've had the privilege to work with Joe directly on the Appel Center for the Performing Arts, at WellSpan Health, the Martin Library Campaign, the Cultural Alliance campaigns, and certainly the Boy Scouts of America. Joe's leadership in service to the York Adams Area Council has simply been phenomenal. He was one of the earliest and most strongest proponents of the capital campaign and the renovation efforts that went into the improvements at Camp Tuckahoe several years ago, including the addition of the Cub World. His service as president and his steady hand in leading our board and leading that council through several years of growth is still remembered, and Joe, we thank you for that. And what I didn't realize is what a baseball fan Joe is. I had the honor of attending a National Boy Scouts of America meeting up in Boston. And, you know, when you're in Boston in the summer, you think, well, let's go to Fenway Park and see this team they have up here called the Red Sox. Now, I didn't know who they were playing that night, but apparently they were playing some team from New York. I don't know, the Yankees. Now, apparently it's difficult to get a ticket, let alone 3 tickets for Joe, Ron Gardner, and myself to get into Fenway Park to see this late May series between the Yankees and the Red Sox with, I forget, Messina and somebody else is pitching. But apparently you just can't walk in there and get a couple seats and sit down and have a hot dog and something else and enjoy a baseball game in Boston. Well, to make a long story short, Joe didn't think we were ever getting into this game, and I said, oh, Joe, we're getting into Fenway Park tonight. Now, I'll grant you, it took us till the third inning to finally weasel our way in, and for me to sweet talk our way to that, with that could barely understand to that Boston accent. But when I told her we were three weary travelers from the world of central Pennsylvania, and she asked me, well, oh, really? Are you Amish? And I looked at Joe, and then I looked at Ron, and then I did not put the Scout sign up, and I said, yeah, kind of, we're Amish. Anyway, we were into Fenway Park and watched the Boston Red Sox defeat the hated New York Yankees. I won't even tell you what the cheer was that night because, well, it's not a good thing. Let me wrap up by saying that Joe is one heck of a community leader. And to the Eagle Scouts here tonight, for all that you've accomplished, think about a couple years from now, when you're a member of your community, an adult member of your community, and you look back on the leadership and the growth and the opportunities you've had through scouting, culminating in this night of celebration for your accomplishments. But I would challenge each and every one of you several years from now, in whatever walk of life your path takes you, whether it's the military, like our gentleman here, Tyler, whether it's any sort of business opportunity, teaching, be a role model, be a community servant, be somebody who you can look back on and say, I want to be like Joe Crosswhite and serve my community as a leader. Because I can tell you one thing, the gentleman we honor tonight truly does live his life by the principles of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join me now in recognizing my good friend, Joe Crosswhite, as the 2019 Eagle Scout Recognition Dinner honoree. Joe, please come forward.
What's that say? What's that say? He stole my thunder. I had it in my script, and he stole my thunder. What are you going to do? Bill, thank you so much for your introduction. You've been an inspiration to me from the very first time I heard you at the Boy Scout podium well over 20 years ago. You always make a direct connection with your audience. You're confident, articulate, and authentic. And up until I got to this next part, you gave away the story at Fenway Park, but that's okay. We'll go from there. Bill McQuaid, thank you for your leadership as our Scout President. You do a magnificent job of leading the way for our volunteer leaders to bring an outstanding scouting program to nearly 9,000 youth throughout central Pennsylvania. Your dedication to the cause is evidenced through an engaged board, top-performing staff leadership, and an operation that is both financially sound and of the highest quality. What a great night for a celebration. Tyler, you and your fellow 270 Eagle Scouts and 3 Summit Scouts represent the largest class in the 10-year history for the New Birth of Freedom Council. Congratulations to all of you for your hard work, perseverance, and service to your community. You're the role model for your troop leaders and members and to your friends and siblings who, in an honest moment, look to you for inspiration. What inspires all of us in this room tonight is the unfettered promise that you offer as leaders. You are now part of a lifelong fraternity of men who demonstrate the ideals of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law in how you live your life. Your journeys will be as varied as the many merit badges you display on your sash. Your accomplishments may rival those of other accomplished Eagle Scouts, astronauts, scientists, presidents, CEOs, or community leaders. And yet, your success will not be defined by how many badges, awards, degrees, or titles you earn in life. Your success and legacy will come from how well you build bridges and how you maintain them. In our physical world, bridges are all around us. These have the classic elements of a bridge deck supported by piers to hold the structure in place. At each end of the bridge is an abutment the links that bring the opposite sides together to form a unified connection. What was two parts divided is now one that is whole. And should you pursue a career as a civil engineer, you'll be well grounded in the principles of bridge building and design. My proposition to you is this: your path in becoming an Eagle Scout has provided you with all of the skills you will ever need to be a master bridge builder. You have built bridges with those around you and others central to your life. These are emotional and spiritual bridges, strands from the human experience that bind and connect us, offering security, joy, and a true sense of belonging. Your bridge starts with a blueprint, your core design principles, and in this sense, all of us work from the same blueprint. These are the words of the Scout Oath, the 12 points of the Scout Law, and the Scout motto. The bridge deck is the tapestry of your accomplishments thus far in life, whether from scouting or other activities. The rest of your bridge, however, is not of your making. Look at who sits next to you this evening: your parents, your siblings, your scout leaders, your friends, your teachers, your clergy. Visualize those that could not be here tonight but certainly deserve a seat at your table. These people are the foundation of your bridge. They have stood tall for you every step of the way. They have not wavered. They have offered support and encouragement from the very first day that you became a scout. Thank them. Inspect them with your compassion and curiosity. Make sure you stay connected with them as an adult. They will continue to support you in life, whether you are with them physically or not. The abutments of your bridge let you move safely from one point to the other in your journey. Your grade school teachers, your grandparents, your Cub Scout den leaders, everyone who taught you the basic skills of life, from riding a bike to telling a joke to learning right from wrong or honing your work ethic, these are the people who helped launch your journey in life that has brought you to this time and place. Your badges and ranks of the past belong to them as well as to you. And off in the horizon, that is your next abutment, your connection to your next stage in life. These will include people that you have not met: college professors, bosses, coworkers, spouses, and children. Each will offer you a path to safety and satisfaction if you let them become part of your bridge. This can be scary. You will have to try things you have not tried before. You will need to trust people who may betray your trust. You will need to ask help from others so that you can learn to help someone else. You will need to take emotional chances if your bridge is to be complete. The notion of vulnerability, empathy, and humility may seem counter to the confident young men and women that you are. However, without practicing these virtues, you will not temper the steel, cure the concrete, or preserve the outer skin of your bridge so that it will stand the test of time. The bridges of my youth are now well over 50 years old. Those who have stood for me are gone. My parents, my teachers, and I'm sure many of my friends. Even my neighborhood is a faded memory, which is now part of a sports complex near Drake University. And yet, my bridges endure. And this is thanks to those in my youth who gave of themselves to provide a solid foundation for me. Chuck Knapp was my troop leader. My mother didn't drive a car, and my father worked different shifts at the post office. So Mr. Knapp would pick me up, drive me to the Jewish Community Center, and teach me to swim. Years later, I would help him in his job installing TV antennas or re-roofing houses. He may have paid me for his time, I really don't remember, but he was building a bridge for me in life through the life skills that he taught me and knowing what it was to give of time and encouragement to others. Charlie Robertson was the custodian at my elementary school. He always had a kind word for me, and his bulletin board overflowed with pictures of students that had spanned decades, many who had come back to say hi years after they had gone on to middle school or high school years. He let me wrestle the floor polisher on the wooden floors, smiling at my ineptitude. He let my friends and I repaint the game lines on the playgrounds each summer, always giving me praise, even if we would paint lines that were crooked or strayed with paint on the other part of the playground. Mr. Robinson taught me that optimism and taking a moment for every single person is a worthy pursuit to follow. He displayed his compassion for others, even though many of his bridges in life were blocked owing to the color of his skin and the prejudice that he suffered. I have been blessed with a cadre of teachers who shared the gift of patience and focus at a time when large class sizes were the norm and disruptions were frequent. They gave me countless opportunities to try new things, meet new people, and learn how to accomplish work as a team that one could never possibly do as an individual. As a young adult, I received the gift of bridge building from others in my journey. Carl Vesper was a college professor who coaxed me across the country in the early 1980s, and he opened a door for me into the business world that was the dawn of a technology revolution in Boston. I found myself writing case studies on entrepreneurs and computer wizards that opened my eyes to how people start businesses, create wealth, and provide opportunities for others. My wife and children have taught me countless lessons in how to love, how to share, and how to support one another. My colleagues at work make me look smarter than I am and demonstrate a dedication to serve our clients each and every day. You honor me this evening, and I am both grateful and humbled for your recognition. Scouting continues to give back to me in ways that I could never imagine, and Scouting will do the same for you. Use your blueprint and seek out new vistas in your bridge building. Take the risk to meet new people and let them into your life in a meaningful way. Stay in touch with those from your past. Together, these people will help you create the masterpiece that we all seek, a life well lived. Good luck and best wishes in the journey that awaits you. Good night, Scouts.
Joe, thank you for your kind words and words of inspiration. We really appreciate it. There's one other thing I know about this guy, and for all that he's done, he's never done it and would never do it for recognition. But Joe, tonight, a very grateful New Birth of Freedom Council honors you tonight as the honoree for this Eagle Scout dinner. Congratulations.
Joe, congratulations. I've known Ron and Bill and Joe for over 20 years, and I did not know they were Amish. For some final remarks at this point, I'd like to call on Ron Gardner, Scout Executive and Chief Executive Officer of the New Birth of Freedom Council and fellow Eagle Scout. Ron.
Evan, don't go off. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. Evan, before you go back to your place, I'd like to thank you for your time this evening as our Master of Ceremonies. We are so fortunate that Fox 43 allows him to spend this evening away from delivering the news with us each year. And I'd like to present Evan with a small token of our appreciation from this evening's event with our sincere thanks and appreciation. As you've heard already, it was my pleasure when I served as Scout Executive in the York Adams Area Council to work with Joe Crosswhite when he was Council President. During his tenure as President, that was the time where Tuckahoe was renovated. It was a very consequential time for scouting in the community, and Joe fully immersed himself into that role. He's continued his strong support of scouting over the years, and M&T Bank, as you heard, is one of our top supporters. Joe, thanks again for everything you've done and for everything you continue to do to benefit scouting in the community. I'd like to add just a few thoughts of my own before we begin wrapping up this evening's event. Every year we look forward as a staff to the Tuesday before Thanksgiving when this event is traditionally held. It's a lot of work putting everything together for an event of this size, and I think this may have been our largest one yet. I think there's 760 people in this room tonight. When you see everything come together, as we've seen tonight, it makes everything so worthwhile. I'd just like to ask very quickly, by show of hands, how many families are here tonight with their first Eagle Scout, the first time you've ever been here? Just raise your hand. Okay, thank you. I'd like to welcome all those moms and dads to our little club who have suffered much in their role to help encourage and, shall I say, threaten their child en route to getting here this evening. No, threatened, no, come on. You incentivized your son to get here. My wife and I know the battle. We know what you've been through. Our two sons both put up quite a battle before they eventually figured out that they wanted to be Eagle Scouts. It was quite a nail biter. One turned everything in with, I think, 3 days to go before his 18th birthday. Our youngest son, he did much better. I think it was 2 weeks. So I know what everybody has been through. I really salute the parents and family members who helped, despite all these odds. There's so many things that are on our children's schedules these days, especially once they get to high school. I can tell you from my own personal experience that I never have regretted all the work that went into my earning the rank of Eagle Scout back in 1978. And I don't think my sons regret it now either, although there were days when we were pushing them to finish that to them other things seemed to matter so much more. At some point, thankfully, they did figure it out for themselves that becoming an Eagle Scout mattered to them. Just a quick story. My youngest son called me one day and said he had been to an interview down at Stevenson University where he went to go for college, and he went down for an interview for a scholarship. And during the process, he was telling me that the person doing the interview said, something similar to what you've heard. Is, oh, I see you're an Eagle Scout. The dean likes Eagle Scouts. And boom, $2,500 a year for 4 years. I know, I'm thinking right now, I can't see everybody with the light in my eyes, but did the son just look at the parent and go, uh-huh? Or did the parents just look at the son and say, see, that's what we were telling you? It matters. It matters. Being an Eagle Scout, we talk about it paying off. There's life, as Joe said, beyond high school and college. And we talk about how Eagle Scout will help you once you're ready for the real world. Does having a college degree, just a quick tangent, guarantee that you're going to have a successful career? Does it matter that you had a college degree from an Ivy League school or from a really better school like Penn State? It doesn't really. That would be my opinion. There are plenty of degrees who have degrees from prestigious schools who are not successes in their careers. Will all the doors to future success swing open to you because you're an Eagle Scout? Probably not. But does it help to be an Eagle Scout? Absolutely. It does carry weight in our society and with potential employers. But the real value, to me, of being an Eagle Scout is what is hopefully inside you as a result of climbing the trail to Scouting's pinnacle of success. Being an Eagle Scout provided you with values, experiences, and tools, if you use them properly, can be your foundation for successful work and personal life. Do you live the values of the Scout Oath and Law every single day? Or are they just words you repeat as if you're on autopilot without making them a core part of who you are? It is often said that Eagles are marked for life, with much expected of each Eagle Scout. That expectation is not a burden to be carried. It is a gift, courtesy of all the Eagle Scouts who have come before you. Their contributions to the world, credited in part to their scouting experiences, have set the bar high for you to follow. Commit yourself to truly use what you've learned in becoming an Eagle Scout. We see so many bad examples in the news and elsewhere of what it seems to take to succeed in today's world. But I'll tell you this, I don't think that many employers, friends, future spouses, or our community will ever sincerely feel there is no longer any room for people who are trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. These values are evergreen. They will never go out of style. Live your lives with these principles in your heart each day. Work to embody them, and then you'll experience the full potential of what it means to be an Eagle Scout. I'd like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving and holiday season. And now, please enjoy our closing video.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roll. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And do unto others as you'd have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay. Forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain, and in my heart you will remain. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young,
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations once again to our honoree Joe Crosswhite, our newest Eagle Scouts and Summit Award recipients. Thank you all very much for your support of Scouting and for attending tonight. Have a happy Thanksgiving, a safe ride home. This concludes tonight's program. Thank you for being here. Have a great night.